My fellow YouTubers, this is Roy back again. Make this quick, sweet, and short. Let's get right to it. Just throwing stuff at it and was catching it. Alrighty, so now I'm thinking about how we're going to move stuff around this wheel. So this is what I'm thinking. So these bolts on either side, let's pull this out. These bolts on either side, this is a neutral area, okay? So it's like an arena, and it's neutral. There's nobody in there predominant. And one thing I found interesting is that the compass will find true north when you put it in the middle like this. In the middle of all these magnets, it's facing true north. I find that to be fascinating. So on this side here, I got that leaning on the south side, and on this bolt, I got it leaning on the north side. So I'm working through this in my head. I'm saying, okay, well, we know north. And you got to think about this stuff. There's north. So the north is coming out and it's running to the south, and the south is receiving it. So that means we're pulling energy out of this one here, the north. So energy is going to come out of this. Flow will come out of that one and want to get to that one. So how is that going to happen? Look at the distance between these two. So we're going to have to create something. One thing I noticed here is when you put this in the middle, now this is tied in sort of like a shoe here, because this is like a PMH, where the bottom, real thick iron, okay? The core coming up here, real thick iron, and connect it to the core, this thick iron here, is the bolt, the ring, and this center clover part becomes connected. So that becomes like a C cavity. Hear me out. A C cavity, which to me represents the PMH, the big bar. There's your C. So I'm seeing the C in the wheel, and I'm thinking about how do you move the current. So we're going to have a gap in between the C. So the C's gap is between this bolt and this centerpiece. We're on Ed's picture. He's got a round ring that comes out, which I'm going to have to make, and it has a arc sticking out of it like a finger. So it's gapped. And think about that. I always said, well, what is that going to do? And it's like this. So there's a thing there, just like it would be on the PMH, to where you have the keeper bar. So what I'm realizing and I'm seeing is that on the PMH, the keeper bar keeps the energy flowing. On the wheel here, you already have the built-in magnets. On the C part, which would be from this bolt over to this keeper, stays constantly connected through a electrostatic, I guess. There's got to be a high voltage going across from here to here, but the problem is there is no voltage coming from here. It's only magnetism. So the whole thing, I'm thinking of high voltage there, is absurd, because it's really magnetism we want, electromagnetism, to go from here to this keeper bar. That's the same thing as the iron. The iron here is the keeper. It keeps the energy flowing. Just want you guys to think about that. Leave your comments. Did it under 5 minutes. Peace out. Happy holidays.